love.
Thank you, Chadley. The 45-monther and other things. Thank you so much, man. Always being around. You've been making my emote back in the day. Subrooks are really, really good, yeah. But there's a difference in like Kalish and Wes like being humble and saying it's like accessible to 90% of the ladder, broken half the ladder like Fury and DK. Like obviously Subrogue is really good even if they do last on damage because their kit is good. But without cooldown reduction that kit isn't that great. But that's a months from now problem. Can't kick because of the bomb. Got this one now. Getting cloned here unless he stops it. I still have blades out of this if I vanish. Finish my stacks. Getting red to stop Sank. Try to go stun the druid, but if I trinketed there, I just killed Rogue even though he's on PR. I don't care if he sinks that. Oh, vanish is the problem? Not just that, no. It's not about the kicks at all. Good players will actually fake it. Precog is really strong. It's really noob stompy when you're fighting someone that's completely lost and doesn't know how to play and you kick them twice in a row. But, you know, if you just have weak auras or omnibar and stuff like that at the high end and you just kind of know that they vanished, that they're generally going to go for a double kick kind of play and you just fake and get a free precog every time. Because no one has the willpower or restraint to, like, not be drunk with power and go for a double kick just because they can. No one vanishes and that makes you continue faking 4 more times in a row. Yeah, Asa is also really broken. Like, but so is Warrior and Death Knight and Affliction and Frost Mage and Arcane Mage. There's a lot of broken specs right now. Yeah, I think in general CDR is toxic and it's impossible to balance around and it's very punching down noob stompy where, you know. But at the same time, it is literally the entire point of the spec and the main win condition of the spec. Otherwise, people will have cooldowns for blades every time and you will never have like a blind sap win con because healers will have trinket every time. I generally play sub. Yeah, Fury is super broken. Isn't Orc better for sub? Orc is better for like sub versus sub. And then Night Elf is better if you intend on playing any Outlaw Asa and is also better for just like sub rogue v sub rogue. I don't enjoy Asa, so I avoid it like the plague. It's boring. Like, I will play it in a tournament setting if I have to, but it's one of my least favorite specs to play. Because it doesn't feel like Rogue. I'd rather just play other classes if it's like a PvE meta and I, you know, just want a PvE better. But yeah, I have an Orc Rogue and a Night Elf Rogue. This is just my alt Rogue. They're just the honor daggers. Oh, you mean for the transmog? They're warmongering elite daggers. What are you gonna do with the first combo point or cap? If there is a catalyst charge, a free 1600 tier piece, a heraldry tutorial, which it sounded like Ven was saying you get 4 herald trees for the crafted gear. The goal might be craft a weapon if possible, even though you get a free weapon after like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. Because I need to buy 2 weapons anyway, and I would rather have a verse mastery offhand. So I think it's a buy 1 heraldry, get 4 from the tutorial, craft the dagger with 5 heralds, and then get shoulders for 2 set. And then use the 1600 piece on chest. Probably. And then world PvP, I don't know yet. Whatever the most expensive conquest style piece I can get. Or if I can get 2 500 pieces. Week 1. Like if it's a bracer, you know, and cape angle or something. Or if it's just like get a belt angle. If it's only 1 piece. I don't know. So there's gonna be a quest that's like earn 7,000 conquest or some shit, and it's sorry to be swearing, multiple weeks, and you get a free weapon basically, but you don't get to buy a conquest weapon week 1 because they don't want you to get an item that can affect PvE, I guess. But I think you'll be able to craft a weapon on week 1 because it won't affect PvE at all because it'll be like a 550 in PvE weapon, you know. But yeah, you would just go. You'd buy 1 heraldry, because I think you get 4 for free as a tutorial. And I think it takes 5 to craft a weapon. So you'd get 4 of these from a quest by opening any PvP box. Like you could just queue 1 skirm, get one of these little boxes. Open the box, you get some quest item. I don't know where you turn it in. You'll get 4 of those probably, if it's anything like Dragonflight. And then you'll buy 1 with Conquest. And then you'll be able to go right by the auction house to this like crafting auction house. And you'll be able to just make a weapon. And you'll put in the 5 here, as well as other mats, you know, and tip them, whatever you gotta do. And you will get a 9 for the weekly quest? Oh, that's insane, man. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna craft a dagger, I think. It's only 5 heraldries. And then I'll probably buy Conquest Shoulders to put into the creation catalyst for tier. And then I'll probably use the 1600 tier token on the chess piece. You get 2 free daggers? I thought you only got 1. I thought it was a pick which one you want. Either way, I'm going to want a mastery dagger in the offhand. I mean, ideally, I'd want 2 mastery daggers. Is the spark relevant for PvP? No. Sparks are only for PvE crafting, which is an amazing change. So you're not bottlenecked at all. Like, anything you would buy with Conquest that's wrong, you can just buy heraldries and craft correctly. But let's do this weapon set. That makes sense, I guess, since warriors would get more of the 2-hander then. Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it. If you're getting 9 from the weekly quest, technically you could craft as a 2-hand then, if P-make is right. Because then you'd just buy 1 and you'd have 10 for a 2H2. Granted, Fury needs 2 2-handers. We're going to use a weapon embellishment. So I think the embellishment you should do is verse amps. But they're like 90k gold each right now. You could, in theory, put them on the green crafted gear right now if you wanted to. But, you know, it comes out tomorrow. Anything that you have, like, green crafted gear on as opposed to honor, like if you wanted verse mastery boots or, like, verse mastery cape, you could basically craft tomorrow with honor with these. And then these will go up to basically honor level. And then you could have, like, 626 verse mastery boots and put your embellishment on that. Like, if I want to drop, like, you know, almost 200k gold on just getting 2 verse amps for, like, 1500 versa. You gotta delve into Blitz right away? I don't know. It depends if I have partners and who wants to play and if I'm tournament practicing and, you know. It literally depends on what people are doing around me. If I'm just literally doing viewer twos or, like, you know, stuff like that, maybe not. Weapon grip, is that the mastery proc one? It's really bad. The proc your highest secondary one. The ACD is really long. And even if you have 2 of them, it's like a 10-second proc or whatever. And it procs for about what the verse amps are worth. So it's like the verse amps are guaranteed to have in the opener, because that doesn't always proc in the opener. And then, like, if it procced you like 2 or 3 times as much as what the verse amps were worth, sure. But it doesn't always proc in the opener. It never really lines up with how I want. And then, you know, I kind of like Versa more than in general anyway. I'm going to go 2 versatility amps. I mean, I'm playing like every spec in the game now, so that's the plan. It's just I will always main sub and like sub, but... Letting this vanish as long as I can. So I was waiting out Slim DRs. Yeah, the goal probably will just be craft a dagger, get my 2-piece, world PvP what I can, and then probably recraft boots to like honor with verse amp, and then like recraft something else verse amp. Fate now gives debuff. What, for Thief's Bargain? It always has. Or what do you mean? I'm not sure. But either way, it's not conquest pieces, right? Because, like, world PvP pieces aren't BIS. They're, like, 3 item level off of best in slot. I'm the most committed to sub. Mage. Fully geared with the socket. Feral. Fully geared and enchanted with a socket. Also enchanted. Fully geared and enchanted. No socket. Feels bad, man. Haven't geared it yet. But I want to play it. Haven't geared it yet, but I want to play it. Will be for fun in shuffles, but, you know, it's not going to probably be in a tournament or anything. YOLO'd this, but, you know, I'm not going to heal. Maybe if I'm desperate for an insta-Q. I'm literally playing almost every class. Now, leveling my Death Knight and Shaman and Hunter are pretty far away, no time soon. But we're playing everything, man. I gotta fix my Omni CD after this game. I mean, I'd like Kata class design more, but at least, like, the alt leveling quality of life is high, and then Kata's dead right now, even though I love it. It's just because there's no more tournaments for Kata, and there's I found a good team for AWC, so I'm kind of committed. But I definitely want to push End of Kata, get rank 1, and maybe play a little bit of Firelands 2 and play both. There's a team for AWC. We joined Unitas. We're playing with Abrua, Thugonomics, and Garbage. Because Aiden became a tournament admin, I think, or something. I don't know. Or he's just retiring. So there was an opening there. I think they were originally gonna get Shun, but he ended up going to a different team, so I had my opening. And yeah, I'm excited to play. YouTube stream has the wrong format. It has the vertical layout or the normal layout. Because there should be 2 different YouTube streams. There should be 2. I just didn't label it well. I'm trying to like multi-stream to 2 different YouTube streams. So one should be like vertical for mobile and one should be like the normal layout. And I might be on the wrong scene for vertical. Let me see if this is better. If you're on vertical. I don't know why the S arena is not showing up right. Is it just not in the right spot? S arena. Oh yeah, it's not. Okay. Let me put the coordinates in right. Profiles. S arena. Oop. I was on the vertical. Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, I gotta label them better. It's cool that I got them both to be working now, though. It's weird because I get like a stream key error when I turn my stream on now, though. Because YouTube thinks they're like duplicate stream keys, even though they're not. So the cool thing is this isn't even affecting my UI for the shorts layout. Well, it kind of made me move things more to the top left, but I found a way to like jigsaw puzzle mask cut out every UI element to be able to like center it for that resolution without it actually doing that to my real UI. It just took hours and hours to set it up. So the way the vertical layout works is I don't know if this works. If I screen region and then I do this, will you see it? So like for this layout, like it's all different UI elements cut out. Like if this is the target right here, and then this is S Arena right here. But yeah. Obviously it would be better if I was targeting something. Oh yeah, I think this is like actually seeable. Normally these polys wouldn't show up at all. It's just because when I hit test on S Arena, it shows like 8 different DRs. But this is the layout. So there's no buffs and debuffs. There's just like 3 little omnibars for kicks here. And then everything that's important you just see on nameplates or big debuffs. That's it. Like this is like the most perfect layout for like actually showcasing like a high level game with like how CC and stuff is happening for like a cool moment. Because like in like a normal vertical short kind of layout, you're literally forced to like just a target frame maybe or just a nameplate. And you're just, you know, World PvP Andy, RP, Showbeck, you know, Bankai mode. And there's not really any like depth of gameplay you can show in it. Because you can barely see anything. Bring down the bars. So that's intentional. I have a different layout where the bars are at the bottom. If I do like this layout. But the problem with this is if it's YouTube live, this is like for recording. If I'm going to record a short off stream, I can use this layout. But the problem with that is YouTube has UI elements that you can't control. Like the name of your channel and how many viewers you're at and the chat of YouTube as well. So if you're like on mobile for YouTube or whatever, those things will encompass the bottom area and hide your action bars. So kind of where the action bars are at is where the chat would end. But yeah. Oops, I linked it to YouTube as well, my bad. I forgot, it repeats to both chats. I was trying to type that to just Twitch. But yeah, we're working hard on that lately. And then we got a couple more shorts planned. We're going to make a short about what to do day 1 of the season for gearing. I was going to do some videos about how to get the socket from the chest and all that, but the season comes out tomorrow, so it's not like relevant anymore already. And then I wanted to do some stuff about craft gear and my thoughts on like the anniversary patch and all the getting pulled out of stealth bugs. I've just been behind on editing. I try to do like 2 or 3 hours of like editing or like skill cap stuff in the morning before I start stream, but it's hard to find time for it every day. They pop defensive trinket or not? I mean, that's the point of WoW, right? You just force defensives that way. And that's the beautiful thing about this opener compared to like Kyrian builds and stuff is that you're not committed. If they trinket the kidney and you didn't like blades yet, you got a free trinket. You don't have to keep going through with it. Thoughts on the anniversary patch? There's a whole TLDR of that I've repeated like 500 times over the last 2 days. There's a line between, you know, blaming the PvEers and, you know, being negative about it because it is bad changes, especially the T one. But at the same time, cooldown reduction is impossible to balance, and I wouldn't mind it going away from other classes too. And it makes it less noob stompy, and might lead to us being compensated. You know, which are, you know, it's just copium that we'll get some compensation. But as it is right now, I think it's pretty boring what they're doing to Outlaw and Sub. And it just feels like Asa just keeps getting even more quality of life changes. And I don't really enjoy Asa, so. Socket vendor is same vendor as the honor vendor on the left. Any sub-rogue tips? Don't gap your stuns. Do some VOD review. Don't just macro blades into shit, like, actually time it well. Yeah, I think auto-activating abilities are really bad, unless like there's like some kind of smart cast situation where like you right-click to enable auto-cast. Like it needs to be an opt-in feature, like some of the hunter pet stuff and warlock pet stuff. Like if you want auto T, you know, can you explain Kyrian build? Yeah, after this game. While we're in Turtle, I'll explain it now. Okay. The way Kyrian, well, it should be called Echoing Reprimand. People call it Kyrian because obviously, for Shadowlands, the Afterlife expansion, there were these like different branches of the Afterlife and all that. And the blue, like, you know, like valiant effort, you know, spirit people or whatever, they were the Kyrians, and that's why people call it Kyrian, because that was like the faction you had to pick to get the ability. But the ability is actually called Echoing Reprimand. But basically, it's just a really hard-hitting physical combo point generator. And you want to make it crit with the Rotten, which just gives you guaranteed crits that do extra damage when you pop symbols. So you just symbols and you crit this with the 100% damage talent. And then it will make one of your combo points blue, but don't really care about that. It just means if you do like a 3-point finisher. I need to label them better, Alex. There's 2 different streams. One is vertical layout and one is the normal layout. So that's like the shorts feed layout. I just gotta label them better. It's just hard to edit them while I'm streaming them because it defaults to the other one when I try to edit settings. Yeah, the basics of the Kyrian build is you can play it with Deathstalker or Trickster, but with Trickster it's going to do 25% more damage with this. But Trickster can AoE, like break CC and stuff like that. Yeah, you basically just symbols and you crit it for like over 1 million. And if you were playing around perforated really clunky and you built 4 backstabs to like do an extra, you know, couple 100k on the Kyrian, that could do more too, but. How did you make it like that? Help make what like that? Show us in a scrim? The Kyrian build? Sure. I gotta get in the habit of calling it reprimand, because not everyone played Shadowlands. It's a bad habit. So you can play it with Deathstalker, which I prefer still. You lose a couple 100,000 damage, but it's like more energy efficient. You drop Dark Brew for it. You do play around Darkest Night, yeah. That's the whole point of the spec. I have 2 different streams. I don't have them labeled well, so go to the other one for the layout. I'm sorry. This is like the YouTube short layout. But yeah, I have 2 different YouTube streams going on at the same time. I wish there was a better way to like just have them be an actual option, but yeah, just open the other layout. I mean, is there music going through? It shouldn't be, right? The YouTube should only be going to Twitch, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble again. I accidentally got a copyright strike like 2 days ago, but they overturned it. Because I opened the tournament I was playing in for like a couple seconds, and I didn't hear them playing music, but it still somehow got me. Oh, I know, I'm also reading the YouTube chat though. Onslaught. So I have 2 different YouTube streams going and the Twitch stream. Obviously the Twitch stream is like 90% of the stream. Maybe more than that, like 98%. But it's just extra eyes on, you know, and it helps grow the YouTube too. For when I actually start posting. Mouse is sus? How is it sus, man? Back to wall so I don't get disarmed on evasion. Try to cloak fear. Big swap on the rogue. I didn't really play this at all like it's a Kyrian build. I played this like a T build. Muscle memory. I haven't played Kyrian in a hot second. Tap. Getting this guy. Duels me. Disarmed him on it. Priest angel forms. I have Darkest Night and everything. Very scared for us here though, because Hunter wasted all my DRs with that binding. My Darkest Night expired because I was waiting so long on my DRs. I can finally stun this guy in one. Nice. Okay. Hopefully he traps out of this. Otherwise we're gonna die soon. Look at the sap because the Blanc ported out of line of him. Maybe meld for a resap. Never mind, he broke my stuff. I off cheap shot, but he was off DR in 2, so that's kind of a bad cheap shot. I mean, he DR scattered when he was off DR in 1 too. Everyone just waste every DR, why not? Kill the rogue in like 10, but... Find my disarm here. Any priest. Pop my Kyrian. Defensively dual healer to not die. Might still die here. I have a big blades go after this, but get disarmed again. Another angel form. Game should not be this long against the Holy Priest. I might be dead here because I'm not an orc. I accidentally popped my Kyrian into evasion. Finally landed a trap. I'm proud of this hunter. I don't get a half sap though. I can half sap out of this blind though. Into a kidney. But yeah, generally it's more front loaded, but you lose a lot of energy and it's just clunkier to play like these type of builds. But I basically played this game as if I was playing T and still like just shoved in some 1 million Kyrians. Like it's okay to play Deathstalker Kyrian. Like you lose a couple 100k, but Clean UI, thanks man.